Hello there, I'm Vicki Parfano from Aussie Stampers. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do a journal flip through for you. This is my Zentangle sketchbook that I started way back in 2012, and I decided it was finished, so it was time to show it to you. My Zentangles have progressed remarkably since here, but I thought it would be interesting to show you how I've started and what I've done. This is a Daler Rowney 150 GSM acid-free cartridge paper journal. You can see it's an oldie. It's starting to come apart here, but it's been really good, and it's very, very old. As I say, I made all this in 2012, and I had set up a Facebook page called Zendoodle Art, which I've gone back to republish now, which has more photos of my work there as well. So here we go. Without further ado, this is my Art Zen Zentangle sketchbook, and this is where I started. I began in March 2012. I've been zendoodling for 1 week and so far have produced stacks of work. I love this art form. I'm working on a variation of this art medium. I call it Art Zen Meditation, and I did run a few workshops putting some meditation music on in the background and teaching people how to do some of the doodling. I'd say it's called Zentangle inspired art, and it was great fun. I've since moved on to card making, but I still go back to making some Zentangles from time to time. I love it, and I thought you might enjoy seeing my progress. So this is some of the early things that I did. I learned a lot of these from the zentangle.com site. There are some really nice instructional videos there that you could have a look at, and this is where a lot of my inspiration came from. I also bought some Zentangle books. I love this one. I think this is beautiful. This is called Be Tweed. Really nice. You can see I'm using it here. This one I had so much trouble with. Very tricky. This is about my 20th attempt. It's still not wonderful, but it was good practice. It was good to get my eye in. Now with this I have some silver leaf, which was actually just a silver paint pen that I added on there just to give it, let's see if I can get some sparkly bits on that one. There you go. Just to give it a little bit of extra zing. And I went through words for my chakra colour therapy. Well, I was going to create a colour therapy deck. I didn't actually get around to that because I was too busy doing Zentangles. This reminds me of a rock melon. Celtic cross knot, I found that online. That's something that was not Zentangle, but I just found it somewhere and I thought, oh, I'm going to try doing that. It was tricky to draw freehand, I must say. And then there's some things that I had here about, I had a little bit of life coaching when I was doing my life coach training, and my beautiful friend Claire gave me this affirmation. Here we've got some beachy footsteps. And this was juxtaposition of straight and curved elements, leaving some void. So I started drawing some freehand mandalas. I really like doing this. Then some more bits of pieces. This is like a sheaf of wheat, and just figuring out how to do the shading so that it looks like it's coming off the page. More things here. A lot of these are actually drawn on smaller sized pieces and then stuck in because I didn't have actual Zentangle tiles to work on. I was just working on plain printer paper, and it was fine. I've got some tangles that I was practicing there. This triangle illusion, which I really like, which is like the never-ending triangle. And more freehand mandalas, more silver ink. Then getting some darks in there as well, balancing patterns with darks and lights. This is like a little snake thing. Testing my new pencils. I bought some new pencils, so I had all the different thicknesses of pencils, so I decided to do a little test run here. And somebody gave me these stickers and I thought, oh, I'm going to try something with that, but I'm not really very happy with that, how that turned out at all. Then we're doing some shading. And yeah, simple shading. I wasn't really interested much in doing that because I've done a lot of that before. But then I got into the bright colours. So I just used bright colour markers, and I actually like the fact that there's some colour coming into it now because everything else is in black and white. That was kind of cute. I kind of liked how that turned out. And then I started doing a class with Megan Suarez. I hope I'm pronouncing that the correct way, Megan. And she had this lovely skull, so I was practicing what she was doing in that. I did some online classes with her, and I've got some of her finished stuff that I did in the back, so I'll show that to you next. Then I was doing things like almost like spirograph shapes that I found. doing a little, you know, tip-in card. Sacred Circle, what was that about and why this has meaning. And then you can see now I'm really starting to improve. This is some of my work that I did using the Zendalas that already are pre-strung, which have the designs in them, and you've just got to fill them in. If you want to get those, you can go to the Zentangle website and see where to get those sent to you. And then I did the chakra colours and their meanings because I really wanted to be aware of what I was doing, and that all came from a book I was reading, Suzanne Fincher, Colouring Mandalas for Insight, Healing and Self-Expression. That's from Shambhala Publications. So I put some notes on that. I don't know what this was. I was just fiddling around. I just felt like something silly that day. Then I got myself some gel pens, and I was really disappointed with how they turned out on the black. You can sort of see them, but it's not really worth using them on black because it's just too subtle. So these were cheap gel pens that I just bought from Kmart. I have since got myself some beautiful jelly roll pens. That's a whole different story. Then I tried a sampler, and a little picture here. Little tree there. And more samplers. I started liking the samplers. Then I just tried doing words, which was it was okay, but you know, a bit tricky. And then this one, I was really happy. This has a pie crust edging, and I learned how to do this. I've used this pie crust in a lot of work since. A little bit of a circly thing happening. And then I got onto these things, which are kind of really soothing. It's called Aura Star. And Maria Thomas has this on her Zentangle channel that she does. She's the instigator of this whole Zentangle movement. And I kind of like how this turned out using different colours. This one was really soothing. This one not so much. I mean, some of them I liked a whole lot more than the others. And then this is called Aura Knot. So I was trying this one. And then I decided it was time to get some lettering done to go with. And I was just doing some simple alphabet stuff. Another sampler, another little Zendala, and then I decided to go full out and do an art journal page in the back of this. So I did a portrait, and I did some stamping with some of my stamps that I had. I put some book paper on there, used some gesso, started getting into my art journal stuff, did some painting, love that. And then I started a class with Megan, which is this one here. So if you haven't seen her work, her channel is called My Creative Bliss. She's got some really fun stuff on there. She does beautiful little ATCs with Copic markers. And since I am Copic certified, I really wanted to try what I could do with my Copics. Here's another one that I did. And then here's another little girl I did with Megan's online class. And that's it. So that's my art journal, my quick sketchbook that I did back in 2012. A lot of the stuff that I do now has been influenced by all of this. So it was good to find it in my stash when I was cleaning out my craft room. I thought, oh, here's a complete sketchbook. I'll do a flip through for you. I hope you enjoyed that. Have a fantastic day. Join my Stampers Art Gallery group, which is the link below, and come and talk to us on Facebook. Show us what you've been making, whatever kind of art it is, whether it's Zentangles, whether it's cards, whether it's paper crafting, whether it's mixed media, if it's a box or a 3D item. Come and post it over on Stampers Art Gallery, and we've got a competition running at the moment. So I have a monthly competition with pretty cool prizes, so, and it's for anybody anywhere in the world. So hope to see you over there. I'd love to get to know you. See you soon. Bye for now.